Today's question is from Austin. He says, what's the best location on the plate to throw a screwball? It's mainly my go-to pitch for a strike. I get many guys to pop up. Also, I throw a knuckleball. I use 2 grips. What grip do you use? Okay, before we get to the answers, if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed, you should subscribe. That way you can keep up and not get left behind. Also, leave your comments below. But more than that, if you have questions, leave questions because I always answer your questions. So let's get on with the answers. Let me answer the question about the knuckleball first. I throw a knuckleball with a full grip. I use all 4 fingers just like this, and I put them right against the seam, and then I put my thumb on the opposite side of the ball just like that. And then I typically just push the ball up into the arc that I want. For example, if I'm throwing a low arc pitch, I'll just push that flat part of the ball right into the arc. I visualize it. Or if it's a high arc, I push it right up into that arc. So that's essentially it. In principle, it's a simple pitch, but it does take some time to master. Now, I'd be interested in your 2 different grips. How does that affect your pitch? Because I'm always looking for a new pitch to put in my inventory. Another thing about the knuckleball, I'm not real crazy about it. I think it has more effect psychologically than it does actually in practice, because most guys that are not afraid of a knuckleball can usually hit it pretty good unless it just has an unusual movement on that particular pitch, or if it's a super windy day. But then it's still an unpredictable pitch. I'm not a big fan of unpredictable pitches. So it definitely has its use, but I don't use it a lot unless I'm pitching to someone I know who doesn't like them and will generally take it for a strike so I can get ahead, or they just struggle with the knuckleball. I'll throw it up there and I'll probably get them out. So that's my answer on the knuckleball. Now, to answer your question about the screwball, as a general rule, I like to throw with a breaking pitch toward the batter, or coming inside on a batter on a hitting count, and the pitch breaking away from the batter on a taking count. Now again, that's a general rule. You can't apply that in every situation. But typically, if I'm throwing a pitch, say like a screwball, to a right-handed batter, I want that pitch coming in on him when I'm expecting him to hit the ball. For example, if he's behind in the count and I know he's swinging, I want to break in on him. That way it forces him to hit the ball fair, or at least I know he's going to be hitting it to the side of the field that I'm predicting or my defense is expecting. Also, if he's a hitter that wants to go the other way and it's a hitting count, if it's coming inside, it's much more difficult to go the other way on a pitch that's coming inside. Now, your question was, where on the plate is the best place? I don't always think that throwing a pitch on the plate is the best pitch. If it has a really good break to it, you don't necessarily, especially if it's a hitting count, you don't want it over the plate, okay? And if you have a ball to give, do not throw it over the plate. I have a chart that I've made that goes over the plate. It's called a yes-no zone. I will be sharing that at some point in the future. But you definitely don't want it over the plate on a hitting count. You want it in 3, 4, 5, 6 inches breaking off the plate, and he's swinging if it's got a good break because he doesn't want to take it for a strike. But anyway, to answer your question, in general, you want a pitch breaking inside on a hitting count like the screwball on a righty, or a slider to a left-handed batter on a hitting count, breaking in on him. Those are my answers. Hopefully they are helpful, and I look forward to your comments and further questions. Thanks a lot, guys.